VHS 2, better than VHS
Much
1.
better.
Mm-hmm.
The meta story is a little bit more cohesive, though not still not great, but just generally better overall, if you ask me.
Yeah. Those guys were a little obnoxious, breaking all this shit in the beginning of the movie, but
Yeah, this starts out with a PI, and he's
investigator.
we see boobs immediately in this
again.
too.
Yeah.
And within 2 minutes,
Yeah.
you see a titty.
Although this one is cut back a little bit on it. There's not as much nudity in this one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's only a little bit.
Did you sass?
Well, okay. No, I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on.
There was another one and another one.
One boob and then another boob later.
There's at least 3 boobs, right?
Yeah, at least 3.
Yeah.
Good
How many
job.
were in the first one?
Unknown.
Yeah.
5, maybe.
Maybe 5
Maybe.
boobs.
What are these
Maybe
odd
4.
numbers? What's going on here? Are you watching the movie with one eye closed?
Is there 4?
4 sets.
4 sets? Are you
Maybe.
That's
saying
what I meant.
sets?
Sets. Yes, boobs don't.
I thought you were saying 5 boobs.
No, we don't have the chick from Total Recall.
No. Okay.
Although you do just see that one girl's boob.
I heard recently in the news.
That someone had 3 boobs?
Yeah. Did you hear about this?
That was just to see if people on the internet would believe anything that they read.
I did.
It worked.
I've been fooled.
I'm sure there's been a case where someone's had 3 boobs. There's some weird oddities out
don't
there.
wanna
I
think
once
about
knew
it.
a guy with a 6th toe.
That's
yeah,
like
there's
a
lots of
boob.
that.
No.
Toes are normal. Boobs
Why not
would be-
boobs?
I feel like there's an evolutionary advantage to having 3 boobs. You could have 3 children at once and feed them all at once.
What if your
I
mom?
don't think
Well,
there's any advantage to
like a
having
cat.
3
what
kids.
it shows you though is probably just gonna be like a little nub boob. It'd just be like,
Yeah, it
'cause
is.
every-
It
there's
is always-
like a little
It's always
scrawny
just
one.
sad little, yeah.
It's like,
I mean, like a little
Vest-
midget head on the shoulder. It's like, kill me.
Yeah. What's the word for that? Vestibular? A
Yeah,
vestibular boob?
something like that. So this movie, yeah, the PI is filming some guy cheating on his wife, and he says, you have to pay me more than what she's paying me to take the tape, and then hangs up.
That's pretty sleazy, isn't it?
I don't know what's worse, a guy cheating on his wife or a guy being paid to film it. I'm not sure. And then blackmailing
But
him.
blackmailing you is what goes too far,
Yeah.
I think.
That's messed up, but nevertheless, him and his wife, girlfriend thing, partner, whatever she is, they get a job of having to go look for this kid who's missing. The mom called them and wants them to film the kid or prove that he's alive.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't know why they have a camera.
Not
Why? No, yeah, it's stupid. Here's my part too. They go to this house. They go in through the window.
Well,
It's unlocked,
yeah.
and he still uses a crowbar. He's just this
Well,
like,
it says
and it comes right open.
if somebody says something that's good, that's a sign that this person's in there.
Sometimes
that's
they're
a
painted
plus.
shut.
Yeah, but I'm saying he didn't need to use the crowbar. He could have opened that window. It wasn't locked because it immediately came right up with.
An easy pro the bar.
So they go inside and they don't find anybody, and they start like looking around,
Snooping
and
around.
they find a room with a bunch. It's a very similar room to the first one,
Mm-hmm.
and
Multiple
so,
CRT televisions, a lot
Without
of
the chair.
VHSs, some
Oh, there might be a chair there.
V-
so the
VHRs.
guy tells his girlfriend, "You watch all of these.
VCRs.
I'm gonna roam around." So she starts watching them, and the very first one that she watches is pretty good.
I like the first one.
Yeah, the eyeball.
Yeah.
Now there's a camera inside a guy's eyeball and allows him to see it. Apparently sends images to his brain.
fucking terrible.
You like it?
What trash.
I didn't understand it at
Ugh.
all.
So bad.
I
thought it was okay because it was like, bam, let's just get this thing rolling. That's all it was one to
Well,
get the story
I don't
rolling.
know. I kind of liked
They
it.
they really forced the found footage angle on that one with
Yeah.
the eyeball. So immediately
They
I was
did,
skeptical.
but you could see this guy was in an accident and he couldn't see out of his eye
Right.
anymore, so he got this camera eye. That is something that'll probably happen in the future.
Okay, he has a cyborg eye
So
to
he,
replace his
as he's
injured eye.
leaving, this is like a clinical trial too. This is very new, and they're trying this out. And as he's leaving, he passes this girl that kind of stares at him. And this is the part that I don't understand. How does she know that he's got this sense now because he's got this new eye all of a sudden?
Maybe she can see his
Because
weird eye. It is weird looking.
it is
looks
weird looking,
grayish.
but how can she know that he's part of this new
Well, I'm sure there's only a few things that go on at this clinic.
Yeah, she walks out. The clinic. It's probably got a sign out front saying "Cyborg Eyes, come get yours." She sees it.
Yeah, but she's not there for that. She's there because.
How do you know? She might be.
She's walking right through. She's maybe getting some ice cream, but she sees the sign and he's walking out of the building.
No.
She
She
puts
was in
two
the
and two
clinic.
together.
She walked into the clinic.
Maybe she's
I don't know.
involved.
What I'm saying is,
I think
she got the hearing aid implanted. She says that later on, and she can hear.
I think all
The
this
dead
is a
people.
way to get this thing going. So this story is very quick.
Yeah.
Very.
I think it's more in
very
depth than you
thin.
guys think that it is.
It's not.
I think you
very
think it's more in depth
It's
than it
not
actually
in depth
is.
at all. There's no depth to this. He sees
There
dead
is.
people because he has the new eye in.
Yeah.
And the girl comes and says, I know what you're doing. I've seen the same thing. I know who these people
No,
are.
she can't see them. She can hear them.
She can hear them, but she's like...
What, does she have
But
cyborg
she had,
ears?
no, she had a hearing aid implanted when she was
So
14.
yeah, she has
Exactly,
cyborg
she has
ears.
cyborg ears.
Yeah.
So, she's
So
been
he's
able to
playing
hear it.
Xbox, some shitty fucking Space Invaders game. He gets up and goes to the bathroom or something and sees like a dead guy in his
That's
cyborg
kind of
eye.
cool. I like
All
that.
right. Then, what's he do? He doesn't think, oh, maybe I'm on medication from the operation or maybe I'm just effed up in the head. He thinks, I'm going to call the surgeon at home and tell him, I'm going to come in tomorrow and you're going to fix this fucking thing, quote unquote. What is that?
Why not?
Why would you imagine your cyborg eye is now capable of seeing dead people and that it must be fixed versus you're just seeing things or you're on
Turn the
some
dead
medication
people
or
vision
something?
off.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, it threw me off and that was the end of it for me, but continue.
I just
I
it.
started
There's
hating
really
it at that
nothing
point.
that happens. We can fly
So the
through this.
girl,
We might as well fly
the
through
girl
this.
that was staring down the clinic comes to the house and she explains to him that
There may be some story with a dead fat uncle guy who's naked.
She knows him.
Yeah. So he sees a dead guy
I
outside
think
the
that
sliding
she
glass
raped him because he
window.
She
There's
says
no
that
need
he's,
to even dive into this.
I know, but she says that he's.
Well,
he's
let's
bad.
remember, this is how we get to the nudity.
Yes.
She just says, I know how to
I know
distract
how to get
you.
rid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't want to see
By
this dead,
having
if you
sex.
don't want to see my dead fat uncle, I know how to fix it. Here's my
Sex.
titties.
She
Let's have
he
some
goes
sex.
away with that. So
Yeah, and
But
he turns the
anyways.
camera on his eye off, apparently, or somebody edited the eye that he
He-
later swallows. I'm really fucking
He
confused
swallowed
by
the
that.
eye?
Yeah, at the very
in
end,
the water.
they
after
ran
the
it
So-
down his throat.
So somebody took it out, got the footage, and edited out the sex.
Well, they probably pulled the chip from his brain when they did the. Well, there was a little bit. I mean, we got to see her boobies, right? Weren't they
Yes, they were nice boobies.
flapping around? Speaking of flapping around, VHS 1, the alien girl with the arm. She did one of these with the shimmy shimmy shake.
Does somebody
That was
actually,
a good
people
move.
actually do that?
I think so.
Strippers do that,
Strippers
but beyond
do?
that, no. I don't think I've ever had that happen in an intimate environment.
A shimmy?
No.
I've done that. That's about it. That's the only person I've ever met that's done that.
Your little man boobs
Yeah.
bouncing back and forth.
So after they're done having sex, she's asleep, and then he sees a bunch of them. They drown her.
Oh, there's a shit ton of these guys now. There's dead people everywhere
They're
in this house.
Everywhere.
Everywhere you turn, dead people. She goes in the pool. She's sucked under.
So apparently this clinic just gives you such high-tech things that you can hear, see, whatever with the dead.
I guess so.
I don't get it.
I like
Where's all the complexity that you're talking about?
Yeah,
it. It's so complex.
I thought it was a good opening, but I don't think it had anything to it. I think it was just simple.
Didn't like
That's
it.
all it was. It was simple.
It was way better.
I mean, it was cool. I mean,
It
overall,
was neat,
yeah.
but
Like,
it wasn't. The ending is the best part when the guy comes in and grabs his eyeball. He tries to cut it out, and the guy takes it and jams it down his throat.
he stabs his eyeball with a straight razor.
How bad would that hurt?
Fucking bad. And then it still works enough to be able to catch the recording of it being jammed down his throat.
It's new high-tech.
It must be. Not good though.
No,
I like this
you
one.
know what? No. On to back. She's starting to get sick. The girl who's
Yeah.
watching these tapes. She's starting to get a little sick.
Mhm.
She pops in another one that's a zombie bike riding one.
This one is so boring.
Okay.
It was kind of boring.
Let's go. Hold on. This has never been done. And when it started being done, I thought this is fucking amazing. Zombie cam.
I
Thrilling.
thought that was neat.
Loved the
but-
idea of the zombie cam. That was cool. They should make a whole 2-hour movie about a zombie eating people and chasing people down. That would be amazing. Wouldn't that be such a good movie?
It depends. No, it would be boring and slow. It depends
That
on the
would be-
zombie. If you have a fast zombie or if you
Listen,
have
man,
a slow
it's just
zombie.
like this movie starts. It's a guy with the GoPro on his bicycle helmet. He gets bitten by a zombie, and then he's out in the wild. That could be a whole 2-hour film, and I would watch every second of it.
I think this was enough. I think this the length of this one is enough. You get the idea. You could've watched
it
two
would be
because there'd be
boring.
scenes in this movie that you're talking about where he would just be stumbling along for a
No,
long.
all
period
you
of
would see
time.
is the road as he's
Yeah.
crippling
With
over.
some good editing, I think it would be excellent.
I mean,
And then what if we started pulling for the zombie? Huh?
My problem
Yeah.
with it is too.
Like when we're
If he's a
watching.
zombie, he reacts to his hand being on the grill. He's dead.
Yeah, I know.
That was
that's
stupid.
not zombie.
He pulled a thing
That's
right
shitty.
out of his eye.
Why would
He
you do
wouldn't
that if you're a
feel that.
zombie?
He's
You wouldn't even think
dead.
about it. You're a stupid zombie.
He has feelings.
Agreed.
Still.
I think
Agreed.
But he's a
I think
zombie.
he's so fresh though that he's not quite, all the nerves are.
Obviously, he still has some humanity left in
No,
him because.
you can't be. You're
It's
either
not.
a
It's
zombie
not a question
or
of
you're
humanity.
not.
It's a question of his nerves are still.
Well, at the end, he kills himself because he gets a call from
If
his
you're
girlfriend
dead,
and
you
realizes.
don't have any more nerves. It doesn't matter how fresh you are. If you're dead, your nerves
You
are
have
gone.
some nerves
No,
because you're
not
able
if
to
you're dead.
interpret input from the world around you so that you can
If
navigate
you're
the
dead,
world
you're
and
not-
eat people.
Your nerves are no longer because your heart stopped working.
You're not a fucking vegetable when you're a zombie.
No, but you're
You can
dead.
still you have enough nerves to be able to interact with the earth,
No.
the world.
You do not
You know
know
nothing
that your
about
hand,
zombies.
but your hand is on a grill. You
I
do not
agree, that's
react to
stupid.
that.
He shouldn't have reacted.
Well,
Zombie
in
wouldn't
Night of the
care.
Living Dead, when they
Zombie's
throw the
already
fire outside, the zombies back off.
They're
And they
scared
are
of it
the-
though.
They're the
first.
original
But they're
zombie.
scared
Yeah.
of it, but they don't know that.
But they get an idea in their heads, which
Yeah.
are zombie brains.
Yeah,
That
what is fear?
we gotta get away from that.
Exactly.
So.
But
Gotta
they're
get away.
dead.
Well, maybe this guy sees the grill and he's like, I don't want to be touching that. Maybe he doesn't feel it. He's just like, I don't want to
But his
touch
hand
it.
touched
Well,
me. It was
I'm
like,
going to agree with you
"Ugh."
on that one, Cobra. I did not like when his hand
It was
touched the
stupid.
grill that he pulled it away. I did not like when he pulled the hot dog fork from
Right
his
out of his
eye.
eye, yeah.
I laughed a lot at this one though because of all the kids running around in the birthday party. I'm like, that's the perfect thing for him to attack. And there's people that are trying to fight him off, and
Yeah. But it's a guy who's riding a bicycle through the woods with a GoPro. He gets attacked
And
by a
his
zombie.
wife calling him though.
His wife calls him, but then but that brings it around to the end. He gets attacked by a
Kind of a
zombie, so he
sad
becomes
ending.
a zombie. Yeah, shoots himself, blows his head off with a Remington.
That is
70.
another thing. Would a zombie blow their own head off?
That's why I'm saying there's a little humanity left in him. He's not fully
I don't
Turner.
think
He's not
he's
a
quite
classic
there.
So
zombie.
it's just a different take on a zombie.
It's
Different
almost like
take
Day of the
or
Dead.
I
early
wish-
stages. I
It's
don't
like
know.
Day of the Dead when he finally starts to figure
I've
out.
never
how
seen
to-
Day of the Dead.
Really?
Never.
He at the end of that, they're teaching the zombie how to use like human tools to try and like dig back into the furthest reaches of his brain and pull things out. And I think that's what this was, only a quicker process. It happened quicker than it did in that.
And I liked the minivan family got away. I thought they were going to die. I thought that was kind of cool that they got to
I just
speed off.
I don't like these kind of zombies. I like my slow walking zombies.
I do too, but I thought this was excellent.
So we go
It was
back.
just unique.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was a new. A
I
different
thought it
take
was.
on
I
zombie.
really
I
once
like
I
Night of
really
the Living Dead
as soon
and
as I
Dawn of the
caught
Dead
on to what was
zombies.
happening, like I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, zombies are chasing me. As soon as he turned, I got excited. I thought this is a unique look on the zombie genre. It's not been
And
done before, and
I'm
it could
serious
be.
about it
completely
being the
thought
perfect
different.
length. The perfect length for a movie like that is that about 15, 20 minutes. Perfect for that because you can't just have that for long. I don't
What
think.
if you turn the zombie into the protagonist, though? What if you start to care about the zombie?
They've done that
You
before.
can't.
But I guess with a GoPro cam.
What if you start pulling for the zombie? Imagine what good times.
Do you ever see what's the name?
Warm
Fido.
bodies.
Fido, no.
Fido, Warm Bodies. I mean, it's been done.
I haven't seen Warm Bodies. no.
Fido I have on one
It looked
of those
interesting, but I
6
didn't see it.
disc things. I know
Okay.
he dances with his girlfriend or something
Yeah.
after he's dead.
So we go back to the two characters from the beginning, and the woman's now bleeding from her nose, and tells her boyfriend, husband, partner, whatever, to go get some pills from the store, and she pops in another tape. Why
Yeah.
is she popping
Why?
another tape?
What an
I don't know.
idiot.
If I saw somebody bleeding from the nose like that, I'd ask them, "Were you picking at it?" And if they said no, I'd take them directly to the fucking hospital.
Yeah, your nose just doesn't bleed for.
No.
And
any
he's like,
reason.
oh, just get some pills.
Yeah. Unless you're in a real sad
And
movie
this
where you're
isn't
gonna
even
die.
the stupidest part of what this guy does either. Just leaving his girlfriend there because he does something even stupider when he gets back.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, in the next section of this, he's unbelievably dumb.
I forgot already. I can't wait to find out.
Oh, it's terrible.
Well, the third part of this is my favorite. I think probably of the series, my favorite of the two that I've seen. Now, let me mention, by the way, VHS Viral is out on video on demand.
Can't be good.
It's fucking. All three of these did the same thing. Then they got limited theater release in like Los Angeles. Great. I'm a huge fan of this series, and I can't fucking watch it. Thank you. Anyway, this is the best one I've seen so far. I don't know what you guys thought of it. You
I like
liked it, but-
2/3 of it.
Yeah.
I don't remember the sequence, so you have to tell me what it was about, and then I'll tell you.
It's the Asian thing with the goat.
Oh, I
at
liked
the
it.
end.
I liked it a lot.
This is my favorite.
Yeah.
Tough. There's a film crew that's filming a cult in some Asian country, and they suspect it may be a cult that has sex with children, I think.
Yeah.
They're not sure what
It's
it's
like the
doing.
Branch Davidians in Waco,
Yeah.
Texas, kind of,
So-
only in Asia.
So they were a documentary crew to sort of film an expose on what's really going on in this cult. What are they? In the Philippines? Indonesia.
I don't know where they are. Some Asian
Somewhere
country.
South Asia.
Where
So-
the leader sort of has sort of a Messiah-like reverence to the other followers of the group. It's implied that he probably has sex with the children, and it is mostly a bunch of females living there. I think I saw a couple,
Yeah, there's a couple guys
couple
that
of
come
male
out at the
teachers and a
end.
couple. Yeah, at the
You don't
end.
really see them very
Um,
often throughout the movie.
So they basically they set up their cameras and they start doing an interview, and they start out with a hard question about the children. The female, the producer of the documentary group, is she got a bloody nose or just starts getting sick? She throws up maybe.
She
So you
starts
have to-
throwing up
She
as
wants to throw up, and she
the men.
so she's like, excuse me a minute.
And now here's what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Was she... When did
Mm.
this all take... Like, you know, I
Yeah.
know that she got impregnated by the friend and all this stuff, but...
when did her spawn turn into
Then,
Satan?
yes! When did this Chinese guy decide, or whatever, this Asian guy be like, this is the one, this is all it, because they didn't know them
I
before...
know. I have two entirely
We
separate
might
but
need
possibly
to wait for him
yeah.
because he said it's his favorite one.
I have two
online.
entirely separate but possibly viable explanations, or not really explanations, but ideas. One is, yes, she has inside her Satan spawn right from the beginning of the movie.
Because why? And
Just
why does this
because.
guy know about it?
Just because they happen to be in there, and he could identify that because he did say something like, "Oh yes, you'll do perfectly," or I don't know what it was, but he identified her as being special or having some sort of
But for no reason.
yeah. Or she came in pregnant with a regular human baby, and all those women took her away into the operating room or birthing room, and where they either performed some sort of ritual on her or impregnated
But
her
we
with
don't know.
something.
They don't
Either way,
imply
it was
that anything like that.
either way, it was supernatural. She was taken away, and something supernatural
That's
came
my
out
first
of her
problem
womb.
with this one.
But let's go back. She was getting sick, morning sickness, presumably, and she leaves to go to the bathroom to take care of business, and the one cameraman kind of follows her out in a way, leaving the guy doing the interview asking the David Koresh-like individual
Yeah, it's
questions about what he does with the children.
yeah. A lot of people don't like what you're doing here in your
Yeah.
compound. How do you feel about that? You
Yeah.
know, it's just basic.
So, basically, he ends up running out of batteries on the camera and has to go back out to the car, where at the beginning of the film we see there's like a spy camera put on one of the camera guys, and it's still on. So he can see what the one camera guy is saying and seeing, and he's talking to, the camera guy is talking to interviewer guy's girlfriend. And it becomes clear very soon that the cameraman has had sex with the interviewer guy's girlfriend, and she is pregnant, and there's been some affair going on in
Now,
the background.
not to jump ahead, but do you
Mm-hmm.
think that is why that guy later on just decides to not even give up a fight and tell that guy to get out of there while he gets his head blown off?
No,
Because that he knows that it's not his baby.
no, I don't think that.
I think that.
Because I would think.
That's the way I looked into it.
I would think.
Why
Save
else would
me.
you just say? Yeah. Why else would you just send him away?
Because he's injured from the entire emotional ride he's just taken. Perhaps. I guess. Yeah. I would think. Save me, and then I would just run away and leave him behind to die.
That's what I think too.
But that's me. I don't remember exactly the order of things, but the girl who's pregnant.
There's a classroom.
They walk around. They kind of explore the compound a little bit.
There's this Asian woman giving the tour, and she'll only show so much of what's going on there because the Messiah Master will only let so much go on.
Exactly. Okay, so then during the interview, the Messiah guy starts he starts speaking on high.
Just berserky.
He just starts talking about, this is the time, drink your punch, which is sort of the, who did the punch?
The punch, I think, was...
Is that another David?
No.
Jim Jones.
Jim Jones, that's right,
Jim Jones.
Jonestown.
I remember it from the Bloodhound Gang.
In,
or the Bloodhound
South
Gang.
America. Yes,
like the Jim Jones cult, I'll take you out with one punch. That's one of their...
That's one of their rhymes. Classic line.
So good.
Oh man, that's solid.
The levels of humor in that are just...
But yeah,
2 levels
like
deep.
Jim Jones.
So he starts preaching to the children, drink the punch, let's move on beyond the golden heaven gates.
We're going... Heaven gates, that's the name of the place.
We're going to transition from the world of the living to the world of the eternal. And he just starts, and it's going over the loudspeakers. He's got a microphone. It's going over the loudspeakers of this compound, and you see the children with their little glass of punch or whatever. And I guess they'll take it. And because shortly thereafter, we see, the people who are the interview documentary crew are kind of walking around the compound, and there's some children kind of slumped over in their desks.
Were their eyes all creepy yet? No.
No, I don't think yet, no.
Because this got a little strange for me a little later on, too, with all that.
So everybody has to kill themselves, basically. Now, I don't know why the kids get the delicious punch, and all the males in the compound have to shoot themselves in the head. So they...
Oh, that'd be quick, wouldn't it?
I mean, if I was going to do it, yeah, that's the way to go.
1 second, you don't feel anything.
That's the hopes. Except for the guy at the very end of this meta film who shoots himself in the head and just blows his jaw off. Which, he kills the guy?
Does he
bite him with his non-jaw?
That's what we don't understand. Is he a ghost at that point? Because he probably would have bled out. Because
should at least be a ghost kid.
But he looked like a human with just a fucking mesh of a bottom.
Have you ever clicked on any shit like that? Remember like the weird websites when you were a little younger that you could get into and you knew it was bad, but like you didn't really know what you were going to get into.
Yeah, and you looked at
one for me was called Rotten.com. Do you remember Rotten.com?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you would click on it.
Picture and then, of the day and shit on
and it would just be like a guy with his head blown off. And like, now I don't think I could ever click on it. But like when I was 15 or 16 or something like that, there was some sort of morbid curiosity. It was still disturbing, but that's what this reminded me of with his jaw blown off. It just reminded me of like somebody with just a headshot. I remember seeing a taxi cab driver in South America with his entire jaw blown off. We're still on the compound, by the way, but we kind of skipped ahead. We just got to the point where the kids in the compound drink the punch, but like all the guys for some reason shoot themselves in the head.
Some of them don't, and they get forced to shoot themselves.
Yeah, and then they come back later and have to get all. I think they're the last security to make sure that there's no one left in the compound, maybe, because...
Yeah, and then they decide they don't want to, but then they kill each
other yeah.
So, at this point, the woman is in a back room somewhere, right? The nurses have carried her away.
There's like 4 or 5 nurses got her strapped down. We think she's pregnant at this point. She was puking.
It's pretty clear what's going on, I think, really.
But here was my question is, when did she become the chosen one? Was it something that it just happened, or did this Chinese or this Asian guy put it in her stomach when they first met, or
was that like a ritual that they performed when they were in the birthing room?
They just decided that they're there inside the compound.
Is she was pregnant already, and they were like, well,
this will do.
This will work.
So we'll just force this disgusting thing.
So it's sort of like
a
mix of what we already...
unicorn herd shit thing.
Goaty.
Yeah, it's not born in a normal way. It just rips through the stomach with reckless abandon.
Cool, by the way.
Yeah.
Not cool.
So yeah, well,
It was cheesy.
the one guy gets away, and he is kind of hiding behind a wall, and he sees like all these women dragging, and the leader.
Quick question: is he carrying a hand cam around, or does he have something attached to him?
In the scene I remember, this has to be a security camera scene because I remember seeing him like against the wall and then walking down the hall with her. So maybe it switches to security
But there's
camera
also
every now and
stuff
again.
that he can.
Yeah, I don't know.
So again, this is being cut together by somebody.
Yeah.
Oh well, nitpicking, I guess.
They take her into this room where he had previously found a undead woman who had a baby once there. It was all bloody.
Oh, it
Some
didn't
were
work.
he- there.
where he
Some-
It didn't
pulls
work
the-
out. Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
There's also random people having sex in the one room.
Yeah, he's like just
Bang
real
away,
hard, just
yeah.
like pounding
Oh,
her. It's
yeah.
like,
I'm not sure what that's
Doggy
about.
style business going
yeah,
on there.
what was going on there? That shouldn't have been going on.
No, this is.
Reminds me of like The Shining when that woman's walking down the hallway and all kinds of crazy shit's going on.
It's been a while since I've seen The
Insane.
Shining.
Well, anyway, the demon bursts out of the woman's stomach, starts chasing the survivor down the hallways, trying out of the compound. He makes it to his car and tries to drive away, and I think it must ram his car or something.
Yeah, it rams his car. And it's
Yeah, it
standing
sure
on it.
fucking does. I think he's laying upside down, all bloody. It rams his car like a train. Like his car is upside down. He's fucked up. He crawls out from underneath the car, and we sort of have a POV cam from kind of below him. He's just got snot and blood coming out of his mouth and nose, and he's like whimpering. And then we see, unfortunately, for this
That's bad.
section, we see
Very bad.
too much of the demon, and it kind of ruins this. It's not scary.
It
Everything's
ruins
good
it
until
because
that
it's a
happens.
Yeah.
goat unicorn.
When you say unicorn,
Stereotypical-
Oh,
you really ruin it.
I know,
But
but
yeah.
it has that single
It
horn that
does.
just shoots right out of its head too.
You
with the
can't
other.
show too much.
And what's it say? Dada.
I forgot about that.
Or Poppy,
Papa,
or Pappy, or
Papa.
Yeah,
something.
it does. It
It's-
says Papa. And technically, it's his son.
Yeah, it's his son.
And then it basically ends. We imagine he's killed.
What happened to the
I
main
don't think he's killed.
Messiah
He starts
guy?
laughing and it just ends.
What happened to the
I
main
thought he was
Messiah guy? Did he just die? Did he get killed by this?
One of them,
Go.
the guy who runs the
Yeah.
compound, he explodes.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's right. I forgot about that.
Which was cool. And it was still mysterious. And I was like, what
He exploded.
what
That's
biblical
not natural.
magic is going on here? I like that. I like that. I didn't know
when
what was
that
happening.
siren's
It was,
going off, it was kind of chilling, very chilling.
yeah.
The whole
And even at the
atmosphere
beginning when the
just
demon was
cool.
chasing the guy, you didn't quite see too much of the demon, so it
Yeah.
was still mysterious enough to be scary.
Shots in the head too were actually really well shot. I
It very
think
much-
too.
it
The
very
special
much-
effects were good overall.
They were good.
It
in
very
this.
much felt like the beginning of the end of the world. I
Mhm.
think they did a really good job on that. That's why
And
I
it kind
like
of
it so
reminded me
much.
of a little bit of Red State too. Toward the end when.
Oh yeah, the compound.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's the horn. I love that movie.
I liked that too. I liked it better when I thought the horn was really
God.
yeah.
Yeah, just some jerk ass
Yeah.
kids.
It was way cooler then.
So now we get to the part where we go back to the house again, and Cobra, something's very stupid going on here. The woman's passed
Oh
out.
my god. The guy gets back with his girlfriend, wife,
Yeah,
whatever she is.
got her pills.
He's completely knocked. She's unconscious, I think. She's not
Yeah.
moving. And there's a tape that says, "Watch this," or "Watch me,"
Play me.
or
Mhm.
"Play me." So he puts it in, doesn't do anything about his unconscious girlfriend, and watches this
Leaves it
movie. Well, could you do that?
Which, by the way, is just
No.
No, you couldn't leave your.
If I found out that I watched that movie while my girlfriend was unconscious, I would feel so guilty.
She
for
would
that.
kill you when she,
Oh,
if she woke up.
what an awful. This movie's awful. This is one of the worst in the whole thing. I don't like it at all.
Remind me.
Which one is
The
it?
aliens
Which one is it?
sucking the kids up.
Still nothing. Continue.
Wait, is this the last one?
Is there another one between it? I think it goes to the aliens and then it ends with
Oh my god, this movie was so fucking good.
you like.
See, this is why you guys like
Yeah, the
slasher
aliens
No, I
movies.
like
Stupid.
aliens.
I
No.
love alien movies.
Don't get me wrong. I like that movie from like the early '90s where the guys went out in the woods and one of the.
Fire in the Sky.
I like it a lot.
Let's talk about alien movies. I am scared of alien movies because of Communion, which I watched when I was way too young with Christopher Walken. It's fucked me up all my life. Terrifying.
This is not
I'm
terrifying.
afraid of aliens at all
This
times.
is dumb.
This gave me goosebumps like 3 times because I'm that afraid of aliens.
This is comical, watching these aliens do what they do.
No, and it's a perfect premise because it's pranks. The kid plays pranks on his sister. The sister plays pranks on the kid, so there's a reason for the camera at all times. I like when
I don't need to see a kid
the
masturbating.
exposition of this was
They
a
like
lot
getting
smoother
Yeah.
than the
no,
other
it's-
ones. Oh, it was so good.
No.
Even the brief glimpse of the alien when they first jump
in the
water.
water.
You're like, ooh, terrifying
That was
a little bit.
cool, but
Yeah.
as a whole, it just doesn't work.
They were
I
you
didn't
didn't
like
see
it
too
that
much of
much.
them. They were mysterious.
You saw
Who
all
knows?
of them.
Yeah, but you
You
didn't see
saw
them in
You saw their whole
great
silhouettes
lighting.
coming at
Silhouettes.
you.
To me, it was very much like Signs.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
like
was
that. It was
good.
a typical. No,
It was
Signs
M. Night
was
Shyamalan's second
terrible.
best movie behind The Sixth Sense.
Yeah. I
Fact.
like
That
Signs.
that might be true because the village was fucking
was
awful.
terrible.
And so was the
Mark
happening.
Wahlberg.
Unbreakable, The
Which I
Happening.
kind of liked, I'll be honest.
Lady in the Water I never saw, but I
Listen.
can't imagine it's any good.
They didn't show too much of the aliens.
They showed
And-
the typical alien.
Not to skip ahead too far, but when the cops show up and then they're gone, poof. Fucking magic, man. Aliens can do whatever the fuck they want. That's what makes them so scary. That's what makes
They
they're
don't-
mysterious.
They don't exist.
I agree with you, the aliens.
Nothing
are a frightening
exists,
concept.
man. Except for what we
They're
see
a
in front of us.
concept.
They're excellent.
They're a concept.
Just because it doesn't exist
No,
doesn't
I
mean
like
it's
them
not
as a
scary.
concept, and I like the idea that they can do what they want. But this. I think
They're
the
all
biggest
powerful.
problem is-
They're omnipresent. They show up everywhere. You cannot stop
I
them.
think my problem is the
Perfect.
protagonists are under the age.
And they
of
kill a
16.
dog in this movie, don't they?
That's
Dog
my
dies.
problem. The dog does die. I don't care about that. I'm saying these people are 16.
Peter will be after us.
I don't. Peter can kiss my ass.
Telling you.
You're right saying the protagonists suck because
They're awful.
we don't care about the
I
protagonists.
don't care about the
But
protagonists.
I care about the situation. If I put myself in that situation, it's fucking
It's
terrifying.
not
Put
scary.
any of the characters.
What if
of,
I
like-
go up to a alien and I punch it like that?
Take any of the characters from
What's
part
it gonna
one.
do?
It would just suck you
What's
up
it
like
gonna
the
do?
other aliens did in the
The
second
reason
part.
What if I give
I
it a
take
Stone
this
Cold
movie and I
Stunner?
put it alongside Paranormal Activity 4. These are
watch
16-year-old
that.
kids. I know, but they're 16-year-old kids you just can't care about. They're just obnoxious, and when something happens to them, it could be the scariest thing you could think of. It's still, you're like, well, good. Fuck them. Because
even
they're
care.
just not likable. You don't get behind them. You don't care what happens to them. You're not scared for them.
I'm scared by the things, though, and I need to correct you. You would not stone cold stun an alien. The only thing you could stop an alien with would be the razor's edge. Razor Ramon was so good.
He wasn't as good as Stone Cold.
So good. Yeah, it was. They had scary powers. The aliens did. I didn't care about the people, but I thought this was like probably the creepiest antagonist of the films because they were so powerful. Because they
That's
could.
stupid.
Because they
wouldn't.
controlled the
Because it doesn't
situation.
exist.
Nothing exists that we're talking about.
The
No ghosts exist.
Messiah controlled his
The only one that
situation
exists
very
is that
well.
girl from the stabbing one. That's
Yeah.
it. Everything else is just fake.
Everything's made up in this entire film.
No,
You can't make a stance against aliens not existing.
I can make a stance.
You think Magic Messiah Man really created a demon?
Succubus is
Ain't
a real
good.
silent
Succubus
stand
is-
for aliens.
Succubus is a real.
You can't take a stance against
Where
aliens
did
just because they're not
Succubus
real.
come from?
We're getting it. We're treating these movies as though they're happening.
My
You
You
problem
can't,
can
is-
fight off an alien or a
so-
demon. You just
you
gotta
can
do
never
it the
fight
right
off
way.
an alien when it can make you go poof.
What if I give it a Chuck Norris roundhouse?
Well, you can't ever stop that.
Well, exactly. That's it.
You would win, I guess, the end of the movie. But nobody wants to see that.
And that was the fifth movie. Now, there's not much to this. Some aliens show up and they just cause all kinds of chaos and they abduct the kids one by one. I mean, you like it more than we do. Is there anything else that we're missing? Because I think that's really it.
No. I think it is just the subject matter, and I think it's the, it's really the power that the aliens have in general. I mean, it could have been a slasher coming and killing them one by one.
Hey.
But I think what makes this
I saw Randy Quaid defeat a whole fleet of aliens
Oh,
once.
in a biplane, those aliens were
Drunk.
pussies. No, I think that the power that the aliens have is what kind of drives my sort of visceral feelings toward this film, is that they are just controlling the entire situation. There's no running from them. If you do run, that light shows up and there's a big, like a loud, like, sound. It kind of reminds me of Inception. Just like a loud noise, and boom, they're here, boom, they're there, and they're sucking you up, or they're, the cops were coming and they just disappeared all of a
I was excited
sudden.
when I saw that this was
cool.
going to be in there, but I just don't think they did a good job of executing it.
There are much better Alien.
I think the Fourth
films.
Kind is the best one.
Fourth Kind is creepy as fuck.
But
True fact.
This is not.
But it's all fake.
And you didn't feel that? You didn't enjoy The Forgotten?
No, maybe because there was no signs that it was an alien until the
Yeah.
very, very, very out of nowhere, and that's what upset
But
me.
Aliens
Like,
and Alien are good.
Anything with an alien in it is
That's,
almost anything is good with an alien to me.
okay,
I don't know why.
So how does this movie end?
Everybody dies.
The girl kinda
Is she alive?
she shakes, I think.
And then the guy who shot he watches a video
Yeah,
of
the
the
guy
shooting
who
himself
shot.
So yeah,
right before they come in.
Yeah.
He clicks on the play button after the girlfriend paused it right at this spot.
yeah. So as soon as a guy kills himself on camera, he says, "This has been sanctioned by my mother," and apparently maybe is he terminally ill or what? I don't know why he would kill himself, but his mother's cool with it. Shoots himself in the head. His jaw blows off, but he's still technically alive. He kind of scurries off into the next room, and seconds later, the guy and the girl who are at the beginning of the film walk into this room, and we see that they're on video too.
Before we move on to the next movie,
More about aliens,
There's-
I hope.
no, he leaves a nasty blood trail in the movie that's not there on the floor. Did he go back and clean it up before he hit the
don't know.
closet?
This
Because
is why it
that
all
trail
falls
is
apart.
no longer there.
That's why overall these movies.
They're
Okay.
leaving
This
a lot
one
to
had-
be desired.
Yeah, they had
There were a
some
lot of
good
plot
mini
holes.
movies, but the overall trying to connect them is just fucking
Yeah.
awful.
Okay, so what are you gonna give this one?
Better than VHS 1 for sure. And even though there were some parts of VHS that were probably a little better than some of the best of these in a way, but I think there are a few more in here that are a little bit more compelling that actually did kinda freak me out. Didn't scare me, but really made me think. The Alien one gave me goosebumps for sure, but I'm afraid of aliens at all times, so I can't say much about that. I would give this a 6.5.
6.5.
6.5.
I
6.5
give it-
on the high end.
I give it a 6 because I think it's comparable to Creepshow.
It's way better
The first one?
Yeah.
No, it's not way better than Creepshow. I think they're comparable.
than.
You gotta remember back in the 80s, when they
but
did
if
what
you
they
look
did.
at the history of horror films and you want to find out what people think of the finest horror films of all time, you're going to find Nosferatu and King Kong and shit, which don't hold up. Does this hold up? Or do those 80s films from Creepshow hold up to this kind of horror? I say no.
Back then, I think, that's
when
the
you
way
watch it
was.
now, though, can you watch one of those
I
Creepshow
would
movies?
rather watch special effects and makeup than CGI.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to
Absolutely.
me. I prefer that. But I think this did a really good job at it for being compared to the first one.
Yeah.
The stories were better.
Way better.
Some of them got a little wonky there with
Yeah.
that goat unicorn thing, but
If they just wouldn't have
They
shown the
shot
very
well.
end,
yeah,
If
it
you
would have
could've
been
just
fun.
drove
If you
away.
just thought that demon was chasing him the whole time,
or just been like sideswiped and bleeding to
Yeah.
death.
good
end.
story.
Yeah.
Not a goat unicorn. I can't deal with a goat unicorn. A goonicorn.
So not scary.
No,
It was
it's not.
silly.
But yeah, I give it a 6 out of 10. It was just alright.
Just to break the monotony, because I was gonna also give it a 6, but I'm gonna bump it up to a 7 because
you
that compound one was so good. I didn't get to talk about it because I was taking care of my kids.
Why
But
did
the
everyone have?
compound one was
Why
so
did the
good.
kids have all the black eyes and stuff?
Speak on it, man.
afterwards?
They were being possessed by whatever it is that they were trying to summon. I mean,
And it was the the goonicorn.
I think they were bringing about the end of the world. I think that's what they were doing.
High five, unicorn.
But how far can that go outside
Leave
the
me hanging.
compound?
Oh, Cobra! You left him hanging.
I felt
Oh,
high five
I'm
on the
sorry.
unicorn.
That was tragic.
I
I
waited
didn't
for
even
like
know. I was
7
I was
seconds.
I was
But
focused.
I'm
there.
with him. They don't show that. That movie is almost flawless. It's fantastic. The guy who plays the compound leader, what a great job of acting.
Good performance.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The other ones were okay. The other ones are really okay. That's the best I can say for them. They're okay.
Yeah.
So-
I think you could select 5 or 6 movies out of the VHS 1 and 2 and come up with a 7.5 film.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to send a 7 just because of the compound one. If you're going to watch this one, you could probably skip everything else and go to the compound, or if you're afraid of aliens, watch the alien one. But
Which nobody is.
They don't exist.
Because they don't exist. That's exactly right.
Everybody knows that. Doesn't mean they're not
alright,
creepy.
we're going to
Yeah, it does.
wrap this
Are
up
trolls
with
creepy?
trick